I come in? Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Take a seat. Thank you, sir.
शिवानी, होम टाउन आपका जयपुर ही है ना? सर पूछ लो।
Yes,
ठीक है, ओके। अभी मैं आपसे 2-3 शब्द पूछूंगा।
yes, sir.
एक तो बताना आपको काली बाई और एक कांतली, दोनों के बारे में बताओ, क्या है ये, राजस्थान में क्यों फेमस है काली बाई और कांतली?
Sir, may I tell about Kantli first? Sir, Kantli is a river in Sikar, and sir, it is a famous river. It originates in Sikar, and sir, रेवासा के आसपास से ये उत्पत्ति है इसकी।
ठीक
तो
है
सर ये मुझे
राजस्थान की ऐसी 4-5 प्रॉब्लम्स बताओ जिसकी वजह से लोग ना यहाँ आना पसंद नहीं करते।
yes, sir.
टूरिस्ट कहते हैं यहाँ आ तो गए बस चले जाएं यहाँ से, ऐसी क्या प्रॉब्लम्स है राजस्थान में?
सर नंबर 1 सर आई थिंक ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में हमें बेटर ऑप्शंस करने की ज़रूरत है। सर आई बिलीव कि जैसे अगर हम किसी और सिटी में ट्रैवल करने जाएं तो सर यहाँ पे ओला उबर जैसी सुविधाएं हैं वो सर जयपुर महानगर है यहाँ पर है, पर जैसे सीकर और सर जोधपुर में भी बहुत लिमिटेड है सर ये ऑप्शंस। तो सर एक मैं इसको बहुत बड़ा मानती हूँ एज अ ट्रैवल। सर दूसरा सर यहाँ पर जो एक पैरिटी ऑफ प्राइसेस नहीं है सर विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू थिंग्स। फॉर एग्जाम्पल सिर्फ आई एम बाइंग समथिंग तो दे माइट सेल मी बिकॉज आई एम फ्रॉम राजस्थान फॉर 200 एंड दे वुड at the same time sell a tourist of the same thing of 2000. So I think there's an amount of distrust it puts into the mind of the, and so another is safety concerns are also there. So recently we heard that in Pushkar a woman was snatching was happening with her and issues like that. I think safety concerns especially for women tourists are there. And sir, I think last but not the least, I don't think we can cure it much, but sir, weather sometimes is not suitable for people. So I think that is also a reason because we are accustomed to the heat here, but not tourists. They might feel it too dry or too hot. So I think these 4
आपको
problems.
नहीं लगता यहाँ टूरिज्म पॉलिसी में इतने सारे सुधार किए गए, इतने सारी चीज़ें लाई गई हैं, तो इतनी सारी प्रॉब्लम्स आपने गिना कैसे दी?
Sir, I think
राजस्थान जिसे जाना ही अपने टूरिस्ट के, ये तो पर्यटकों का स्वर्ग कहा जा रहा है, आपको इतनी प्रॉब्लम्स लगती हैं आपके स्टेट में?
Sir, I think whenever there are 2 ways of looking at it. One is how you look at it, which is also not wrong. But sir, how I look at it is whenever we see problem, we see a scope of improvement, and there will always be a scope of improvement. And sir, in this regard,
चलो कोई बात नहीं, राजस्थान की फेमस कोई 3 आर्ट बताओ।
Sir, Sanganeri prints are very famous in Rajasthan. Blue pottery, especially in Jaipur, and sir, Fard is also a type of painting which is very important.
कहाँ पे है फड़?
Sir, I'm not able to recall the.
फड़ का मतलब क्या होता है?
Sir, all I'm aware is sir, it is a kind of print और छापा जैसा कुछ लगता है सर किसी पर्टिकुलर चीज़ पर, सर उसे हम फड़ कहते हैं सर।
अच्छा चलो कोई बात नहीं, आप बताएं कि राजस्थान में घोड़ा बहुत फेमस हुआ जैसे स्वामी भक्ति के लिए जाना गया।
यस सर।
कौन सा घोड़ा था?
सर चेतक सर, महाराणा प्रताप का घोड़ा।
महाराणा प्रताप ने किसके साथ युद्ध किया था?
सर महाराणा प्रताप ने सर अकबर के सेनापति मान सिंह के साथ सर युद्ध किया था। जी सर।
अच्छा ठीक है, आप मैं 2-3 महिलाओं के नाम लूँगा,
जी सर।
आप बताना है कि ये किन क्षेत्र से हैं और क्यों फेमस है।
जी सर।
पहली हैं अपने करणी माता।
जी सर।
दूसरी हैं अपने वसुंधरा जी।
जी सर।
तीसरी अपने गुलाबो देवी।
जी सर।
चौथी हैं मीराबाई।
जी सर।
और 5वीं हैं अवनी लखेरा। 5 का बताओ।
सर करणी माता के बारे में आपने मेंशन किया।
हाँ, एक लाइन में बताना है, वो जल्दी जल्दी।
देशनोक बीकानेर में सर इनका मंदिर है और सर ये कुलदेवी है सर, चौहान वंश की कुलदेवी है सर। आई एम नॉट श्योर,
कोई बात नहीं,
बट आई नो कि करणी माता बीकानेर में है सर। और सर दूसरा सर मैं आस्क यू इफ यू कुड
वसुंधरा राजे।
सर शी हैज बीन द चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ राजस्थान फॉर लॉन्गेस्ट सर्विंग फीमेल चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ राजस्थान।
लॉन्गेस्ट सर्विंग 5 साल ही होता है, लॉन्गेस्ट का सर्विंग करेगी।
सर शी हैज हैड 2 terms if I'm not mistaken,
2
which
टर्म्स
is
वाला
why
बोलो। हाँ
yes,
ठीक है। और थर्ड में मीराबाई।
एंड सर मीराबाई सर शी हैज बीन अ डिवोटी ऑफ कृष्णा। सर भक्ति मूवमेंट में हम मीराबाई के बारे में बहुत पढ़ते हैं सर। और सर इसके बाद आपने जो 2 नाम पूछे थे सर, गुलाबो देवी, आई एम नॉट अवेयर अबाउट हर।
अगर आप कोर्ट में बैठे होंगे और कोई आपके सामने बहुत घबराया हुआ होगा और 4-5 फैक्ट आपको बताएगा
जी सर,
और बहुत ध्यान से बोलेगा, तो क्या आपको ये याद भी नहीं रहेंगे?
सर बिल्कुल रहेंगे। और सर मैं कोर्ट में मानती हूँ कि मैं सर असिस्ट करनी थी और पूछनी थी, कभी घबराऊंगी नहीं, क्योंकि सर गलती करने से बेहतर है कि मैं एक बार पूछ।
ठीक है चलो, तो क्या बताओ आप? गुलाबो देवी।
सर गुलाबो देवी के बारे में अभी रिकॉल नहीं कर पा रही सर।
चलो ठीक है सर।
जी सर।
क्रिमिनल लॉ में आपने LLM कर रखा है
जी सर।
UGC नेट भी कर रखा है।
जी सर।
और असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर के रूप में आपका 1 ईयर एक्सपीरियंस। कौन से सब्जेक्ट पढ़ाते हैं आप?
सर मैंने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल लॉ पढ़ाया था सर, फर्स्ट जो यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में डिवीजन होता है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल लॉ में, फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड। सो सर आई हैड टेकन फर्स्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल लॉ फॉर सेकंड ईयर।
ठीक है। What is included in the constitutional law?
Sir, constitutional law is basically the study of the interpretation of the constitution, various provisions of it. Constitutional law might not include the entire document of the constitution. It is basically the study of practices and principles.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We can say that the constitutional law include the original constitution,
Yes, sir.
amendment,
And also
amendment and interpretation.
judgments. Yes, sir.
And interpretation. All these
Definitely.
things included in the constitutional
Definitely,
law. How the constitutional law differ from ordinary law?
Sir, constitutional law differs from ordinary law because sir, ordinary law basically deals with certain principles. However, constitution deals with the relationship of a state with its citizen, and also it is a power granting document. So even if the Prime Minister of India would have no power had not been given in the constitution. So I think constitution is the authority by which the law, every law, legal body exercises its power. At the same
So
time,
we can say that the constitutional law is a supreme law.
yes, sir, it's a supreme
And
lex also it's called.
Derived validity itself, and the other laws
Yes, sir.
are not a supreme law and
And
derived
they also
validity.
have to pass the test of constitution
Okay.
in a certain way.
What is the judicial review in constitution?
So judicial review, it is not clearly mentioned in the constitution. However, we find the traces of it in Article 13. So wherein the court has the power to test the validity of executive or legislative action on the ground of its validity as to fundamental rights, especially Part 3.
And how the judicial review differ from review?
So review is basically the power of the court to review its own judgments or orders. And judicial review is an extraordinary power.
Which section of CPC is concerned to the review?
Sir, section 114 of CPC is
What are the
concerned with-
grounds of review in 114 of CPC? Read with Rule 1st of Order 47.
Yes, sir. Sir, basically, there are 3 grounds. Sir, if there is some new evidence or new fact or new matter which is discovered, which could not have been taken
Okay.
earlier.
In addition to that,
Yes, sir. Sir, another ground is yes, sir. Sir, another ground is if there is a sufficient cause is there with the party, or sir, when there is an error apparent on the face of the record. So in
Good.
3 cases, review can be taken up.
okay. And the power of reference under CPC
Yes, sir.
conferred to the which court?
Sir, High Court. Only High
And
Court can exercise.
upon
power
which
of
grounds?
reference.
State the any one ground of
Sir,
reference.
validity of any act, order, regulation can be a ground.
Okay.
With respect to other grounds are also there.
Certain power conferred to the appellate court under section 107 of CPC. What are such powers?
Yes, sir. Sir, to determine the case finally. And sir, the appellate court may also take additional evidences in certain circumstances. They may also frame other issues or additional issues. And sir, of course, they may vary or they may vary the judgment. They may reverse the judgment. All this.
How many constitutional amendment act has been passed by the parliament till today?
Sir, as per my knowledge, I think 106 constitutional.
The last
amendments.
106th constitutional amendment act
Sir,
is
it
concerned.
was regarding women reservation.
In respect of which?
Sir, Parliament and state legislative assemblies.
In House of People or the legislative
Yes, sir.
assemblies especially.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And major criminal laws of countries now have been replaced.
Yes, sir.
What are the names of the new laws?
Yes, sir. Sir, Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, BNSS it is called. It is for the criminal procedure. Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which was earlier known as Indian Penal Code, and Bharatiya Sakshi Adhiniyam, which is the Indian Evidence Act.
What are the new changes in BNS when we compare with the IPC?
Yes, sir. Sir, fundamentally speaking, without going into the lists of the sections only, sir, we can see the change in the approach. For example, sir, the offences relating to women and children are given a priority in chapterization as well.
Okay.
Now, sir, earlier in IPC, we used to find that definitions were not consolidated into one section. However, in BNS, the definitions are consolidated in section number 2, which is like every other ordinary law. And few offences which were not earlier dealt with in IPC are included in BNS, that is mob lynching, terrorism, and sedition has been replaced with activities against the state, and snatching has also been added in offence. So these are the primary changes that I see.
What about the adultery, unnatural offence?
Yes, sir, unnatural offences have been omitted. No provision has been made. However, in my opinion, I believe it creates a sort of problem because it leaves a vacuum of rape with men cannot be booked under new BNS, which could be booked earlier under 377 IPC. Yes.
Okay. There are 5 theories of the punishment in criminal law.
Yes, sir.
What are the names of such theories?
Sir, retributive theory, expiratory theory, deterrent theory, and reformative theory, preventive theory.
Prohibition Act is based upon which theory?
Reformative theory it is based on.
Provision as to the solitary confinement?
Sir, it is, in my opinion, I believe it is deterrent.
Not on expiatory theory?
Sir, it might be. I would read about it. I'm not
What do you know in respect of BNS community service?
Yes, sir. As a new punishment, it is added in certain kind of offences, wherein the power is given to the court that as a part of punishment, it can give BNS, it can give community service.
Different principles applies in respect of the proof in
Yes, sir.
civil cases and criminal cases.
Yes, sir.
What are such principles?
Sir, in civil cases, there is the bottom line is preponderance of probabilities. However, in criminal cases, the case has to be proved beyond reasonable doubt. So I think the weightage given to the proofs and doubt is different totally in civil and criminal cases.